presence.
I love walking around the exhibition. This is the 19th time I've seen it. It's the Design Museum in London. It is a fantastic space. It's been put together in the way that the curators here have envisioned it. There are lots of new things to see that I haven't seen before. They have found the Clockwork Orange car, which is amazing. They have the sculpture from the Cat Lady house, which they didn't have before. I found a letter explaining why room 237 is that number and not 217. So I always see something new each and every time. And the way they've laid it out, it's running through Stanley's life. Each room is dedicated to one of the films, so it's kind of sequential. There are lots of goodies, lots of fantastic models, and lots of actual props.
I saw a lot there locally and stuff on a decent scale. Yeah. So, okay, yeah. Good seeing you, Jim.
To have a look at these? No, it's fine. Who are you? Okay. Is this all right?
He made England his home. He came here to make Lolita and then Dr. Strangelove. And he loved the crews, he loved the stages, he loved the studios, the technicians that we had here and that we have here. And we were children, we were growing up, we were going to school, and they didn't want to uproot us too much. As it is, I went to 13 schools, so we did travel quite a bit. But he loved England, and even though he was very much a New Yorker, he loved watching football games and baseball games, and he loved sport. So he was very tied to New York, but he just didn't want to live there.
Where is it? I have this one. I don't know. I don't know. I was looking.
It's kind of magical, really, the power that his films have. They stay. They are real works of art. There's so many films, come and go within a few months. And I think that is testament to the amount of work he did on them, the stories that he told, the power of those stories, and the research that went into each and every one of his films, so that the audience isn't cheated. The audience is given his all, and all the money is on the screen. So it's like a good painting or listening to a great symphony. It doesn't matter how old it is. If it's good, and it will speak to you. And then I worked on Shining Jacket, which also was props, setting up second. Great, it's such a big subject. The audience is all experts on jealousy. And It's difficult to know which is my favorite film because as I age, I vary which ones speak to me more. Each one is a representation of my life growing up because I would visit the sets when I was a kid, and when I was older I would bunk off school and hang out with the crew and fall in love with one of the crew members. And then I started working on the films, and then that made me want to work in the art department. So his films are inseparable from my life. I think probably the most important one now is Dr. Strangelove. I think everybody needs to watch that every single day because it's just as scary as it was then. You know, Stanley was terrified during the Cuban Missile Crisis of mutual annihilation. That threat has not gone away. It has not left us. If anything, it's worse. And the thought of it is so terrible that it brings out the gallows humors in all of us, because we are all the victims of the people at the top and how crazy they are and how it can go wrong. And there is no fail-safe.
わかんないけど、洋のヤクザの男の人を募集して。